So, welcome to our live stream and thank you for being here. And I also wanted to thank you for wonderful questions that you've sent us. By the nature of them and the number of them, I'm very impressed. The only thing is that I can only answer one question at a time. And the question that I've chosen for this week, because it's a common question, is about how to stay mindful and how to be really independently, if you like, peaceful when there are so many changes happening in the world and there are so many uncertainties in the world. To answer that question, I want to invite you to first explore what life is all about. And to do that, I want you to really see if you expect life to be certain, if you expect life to be unchanging. Because if you do, then that might be the source of your suffering right there. You see, we've come from the time of determinism, the idea of determinism, which basically said that if you have enough information, then you can determine the outcome, which in its essence is not accurate. What do I mean? What I mean is I may have all the information, and let's just take a simple example. Say I want to meet with you at your place at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And let's say I have done everything I can. I have measured the distance. I have determined the route that I want to take. I even have checked the traffic in the morning before leaving and coming to you. That may give me an illusion that 100% I would be there exactly at the time that I think I'll be there. But I don't know what life has for me. I don't know if I'm going to feel well. I don't know if there will be something that will hold me up. I don't know if something even wonderful might happen, but I may not be able to make it. What I'm trying to really take home, the idea that I'm trying to take home here, is that life is ever changing. And at best, I can determine it with the information that I have at the time that I am planning life. But what will happen might be completely different than what I expected, or at least not what I expected. It's a very simple fact, but when we do not really pay attention to that, our expectations is based on basically an illusion. When I have an illusion about certainty, an illusion about lack of change, an illusion about determinism, then I will suffer because I think I should be able to really determine the outcome and be certain about what's going to happen. And when I'm not, I feel like I have failed or life has failed me. So it's very important that we understand the nature of life. I invite you, if you haven't, please listen to the subject of change. It's a story in our app, Change, with the title of, I think it's called The Crooked Lines. It's a very, even if you have listened to it, please listen again, because there's a lot of wisdom in that story. And it's very good for you to remind yourself that life is ever changing. And if it's not ever changing, it is not life, because life is supposed to be ever changing. So that's the first point that I wanted to share with you. The second point I wanted to share with you is that because my expectation of life is that life be determined, I may not do my best. What do I mean? I mean the intention and the action that I'm taking need to be very in harmony with where I'm going with my plan. If I wanted to be there at 10 a.m., I need to intend to do that, and I need to act upon that intention. So do my best, basically. I do my best to show up there at 10 a.m. But there's a second aspect to it based on the understanding that we had about life. Do my best and accept the rest. Do my best, accept the rest. Meaning I do everything I can. I do my best, but the outcome may not be exactly what I wanted, because there's an element here, there's a life thing happening here that is not in my control. That's the second point. The third point is to, instead of wanting to control life outwardly, and that's exactly what it is. We want to control life instead of plan life or work with life or accept life. So instead of wanting to control life, take a command of yourself. So if I cannot control this outwardly thing happening called life, I can build up my own resiliency. I can build up my own muscles of, if you like, of coming back and getting up and continuing life. So instead of wanting certainty from life, the certainty that I'm creating is the certainty about my abilities, about my capabilities, about even the skill of finding out. I may not know. There are a lot of things because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I can do it, or if I know it, but I know I can learn and then I can do it. This is a very important point, that if you don't pay attention to it, again, there is suffering around that. I don't need to know everything because there are a lot of things that I don't even know about right now. But what I do know, what I do trust, what I want to make certain in life is really trusting my abilities to bounce back and be very flexible and learn what I need to learn, do what I need to do, and take on to the next step and move forward in life. So, to summarize the 3 points, number 1 is to understand the nature of life, which is always changing and never certain. 2, do your best and accept the ever-changing aspect that is out of your control. 3, spend that energy that you spent on controlling life on building your own muscles of working with life and certainty about the ability to either know or find out how to work with whatever changes life may have offered you. And I think if COVID has brought us any gift, it would be the fact that the illusion of certainty has completely been deleted from our awareness. I mean, I'm sure you had many plans. I know I had many plans. I was supposed to speak at conferences. I was supposed to officiate weddings. I was supposed to do a lot of public speaking, do a lot of training, travel. All gone. All of them gone. And it's because life is happening. True, life is happening and changing in a higher speed than before, but really the nature of life has not changed. Life has always been ever changing. It's just we had covered it with activities and may not have really noticed it. And until we face that truth that life is uncertain, we will continue to suffer. So I hope this information is helpful. And I'm going to love you and leave you until the next time. Until then, stay aware and curious.